What is up, everyone? Anime Unrated here, and we're back with another Geeks 5 Hour podcast. Today, we're gonna do our part two to con drama, or not just con drama, but drama in the community for all geeks and nerds. But before we continue, as you noticed in the podcast, we didn't play any music by Under Subsidence, and we had a little memorial message for our friend of ours, a member of the community, Zachery. He passed away November 8th, Tuesday. He had a long battle with cancer. He was one of the original members of our crew before we started Geeks 5 Ever. As a matter of fact, he was one of the people who helped me come up with the idea for Geeks 5 Ever. He was a major inspiration to us and our group, and we want to offer our condolences and our prayers to his family. We are doing a tribute video for him, and hopefully, we do have information for those of the people that knew him. His name is Zachery James Fisher. We do have information about his funeral. It will be posted in the description below. His mother did ask that anyone coming to the funeral on November 19th at 2 p.m., you are more than welcome to attend in cosplay, that would be his wishes. He was a cosplayer. He was a member of the community, and we are going to move forward. The show must go on, not just for our sake, but for that's what Zachary would want. He would want us to continue helping others. He was a good human being. He was kind
Mm-hmm.
spirit, and his memory will always live on with us. And with that, we're like I said, the show has to go on, and we do offer our condolences to the mother, and we do hope to see everyone at the funeral. All right. Well, today we're going to be talking about drama in the community with for not just cosplayers, but any like at the cons, just period, or the meetups or whatever people attend. Today, joining me are Time Lord Link or Ovi Dav Kenobi. Good lord,
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
these are not the droids
God.
I'm looking for, because everyone I know has a iPhone.
Hey, I'm an Android user. Fight me.
I use Android.
Now bite me too.
I
But
don't
I'm a
own a phone.
No, look, listen, man. I've accidentally bit you, and you are kind of salty. You need to watch your sodium intake. Anyways, our next guest is another returning guest. She was the handler for one of the for Miss Kate, I believe, for Delta H Con. Little Loki, she's back joining us for another podcast. Uh, she was originally with us for anime versus cartoons. Are they the same thing or not? And yeah, it's not one of our best podcasts, but whatever.
Eh.
Another guest joining us for the first time. She's kind of new to our group, and we nicknamed her Privilege, but her name is Brittany.
It's the best nickname to have.
I'm so surprised too because she's Caucasian, and we started making jokes about privilege, white privilege. Oh, look at all this privilege. Y'all need to share some of it. And like out of all of my friends that I've ever given nicknames for, they all of my most of my friends hate their damn nicknames.
Oh, my
She
friend Corey likes the nickname that you gave him. Riff.
I don't think I ever got one.
I will get to y'all. She ran with the nickname privilege. She's like, yep, yep. She didn't even protest. She's like, whatever, I'm privileged now. I'm like, I didn't even have to fight her for it. She just our
She's all right at something.
our next guest,
Oh.
joining us for the first time. She is a member of Gamertoads. She also has her own YouTube channel. We're gonna post a link to that description below. Is Liz the T-Rex GT?
Hi.
She's been really quiet pre-show. So whenever we get these podcasts together, we always get everyone together and everyone will chat for a little while and like joke around or make some jokes at my expense or at other people's expenses and but the whole time we've been talking, she's been really quiet.
I'm just taking it in.
We're too
Embracing the moment, you know,
Taking
stuff.
in the moment.
Our next guest joining us for the first time, a really long time friend of mine, Randy the Legend Killer.
See, here we go again, middle school all over again.
God, you're so young. I'm so old. When Randy Orton debuted, I was already like halfway through high school. I was like, oh.
I was still in freaking elementary.
Anyways, our next is my boy. He goes by Lucifer, but we're gonna call him Lucy. He's never
Sure,
been on
I
the
understand.
podcast either.
Let's see. You got some splendid to do.
Well,
There.
Lucifer or Mr. Satan, I don't care. So
I
weird.
got
Yes.
Lucifer, Lucy. I'm not calling you Lucifer, man. So one of the things that plagues the community, it is like the very foundation of what's wrong with our community is drama. Now, as a geek, as a nerd, you go back, and I've said this many times. You go back to the '90s, you go back to the '80s. Being a geek or a nerd was very taboo. It was frowned upon in the community. You were picked on, bullied. You were, you know, it was just,
Basically, call a freak.
it was very taboo. Yeah, it was pretty much. It was very taboo. And as the community got more spotlight, thanks to programs like MTV who would do coverage of Comic Con, it became more people became more aware of cosplayers, and so more and more people started they started opening up. They started coming out of the geek nerd closet, as some would say, and with that, as the community grew, so did our problems. Now, drama. Now, see, there are a lot of groups that will say, "Oh, we don't have drama." Unfortunately, drama does kind of affect everyone, whether you've experienced it or not. Whether you experience it personally or not is not always the case. Or you might know somebody that's experiencing it, or someone close, not even just a friend, but somebody you may know is going through it, or somebody's causing it, or you could just be standing there and then suddenly two people are fighting, or it's kind of like high school, and it has a lot to do with a lot of younger kids joining the cosplaying community, and they're kind of bringing their issues to the community. But as adults, like, man, some of these adults, and I'm talking about people my age. I'm 28 years old. There are some people my age that will act like children. Like, they will act like a 4-year-old at the mall after you've taken away their ice cream or lollipop. They will just cry
That's
and
true.
bitch.
That's true.
Hmm.
Because some years ago, I went to a dueling tournament when I was still playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and one of my friends beat a pro duelist who was like 43, and he was crying like a freaking 5-year old. I'm like, it's just a freaking game. It's not life.
Well, based on past experiences, okay, so based on how many people, okay, so we're gonna start off with Time Lord Link. Dude, man, okay, so tell us about any of your past. I know you for sure have had experience with drama.
I haven't had
He
a
he has to
lot
sigh
of.
a little. He has to sigh a little, like,
Yeah. Thanks for interrupting me there.
thanks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
No,
sir.
it's all good. I'll just make sure to check my privilege.
Oh my
Anyway,
god.
I haven't had a lot of experience with con drama, but the little bit I have had, it just sort of, I mean, it kind of pissed me off because, like, naturally, I hate drama. I hate being a part of it because anytime that I am part of it, things always go really badly for me.
How bad?
Uh, let's just put it this way: it's bad enough to where people will dissociate themselves from me, but it's mainly because it's not so much me trying to shove my opinion down other people's throat because I don't do that. That's not the type of person I am. But it's mainly uh, the drama that I have been caught in was with social justice warriors who, as we all know, will dissociate themselves from anybody who does not, conform to their views.
I can understand the social justice warriors, but and keep in mind, not a lot of drama, not all drama is started at a con.
No,
More actually, more often, drama that is outside of a con is dragged to the con, and it escalates there.
Or dragged afterwards.
And pretty much a lot of the drama that happens in the community, it, it, it's pretty. A lot of it stays within that small group, but I feel like a lot of it escalates only because uh, third parties get involved when they're not when it doesn't concern them.
No, that's true. And if I may, if I can interrupt for a minute, uh, I've I have witnessed two relationships. I mean, yes, they were both con goers, but I've witnessed two relationships that they were failing, but it comes to the con scene, and that's where they ultimately fail there. And I've witnessed two relationships, do that.
Shit, I've seen friendships end at the con. Man, dude, and it gets really shitty. Like
Oh yeah.
I've seen two people fight over like a muffin.
A freaking muffin.
Um,
I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
this
What
is
kind
was
of
the
muffin?
context?
It
this
What
was
is
was the
why
context?
I steer
Fucking
clear
arguing
of
over ice
any
cream.
sort of drama because I just know it always ends up bad. It always ends up badly.
well, I mean, okay, so to answer the previous question, I think it was like a blueberry muffin.
That's just
Was that it? It was, oh, hey, it's a blueberry muffin. I'm gonna fight you for it.
It's like,
like
hey, look,
most
and no,
Shaolin
it was like,
showdown. Just a
hey, look, a muffin, dude, that's my muffin. I don't see your name on it. Well, it's mine. I'm like, no, and then they're just like, I mean,
Mortal Kombat.
you ever
Wow,
seen
not
two,
even Goku, man.
you
A
ever
bunch of
seen
fucking children. Yeah.
two fully grown men just slap fight, like they couldn't fight, so they were like slapping each other.
Like
And I'm
bitch
just
slap
like,
each
I,
other.
I let it go on for a good 45 seconds before breaking it up. And my excuse for letting it go on was, well, there was nothing on TV, and this seemed a little bit more entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fight
That's
from
not like my excuse.
I mean, if they were fist fighting, I would have stopped them right away, but they were slapping each other.
Like
I have
Dude,
one
if that shit
question.
was going on at OniCon, I would have. I'd have just let the whole thing go on because nothing interesting ever goes on at that con.
Oh, let's not
not
talk about
anymore.
Onicon.
Not anymore.
Yeah, a con that I'm not going to anymore.
That's you, sir.
Wait,
I still have a business
I,
relationship with them.
I,
one
I,
question.
He used to be at the Georgia Brown until that one dumbass decided, hey, let's spray crap all over the hotel
Well, we're
walls.
not going to talk about them right now, but little Loki, you had something to say?
Oh, I did? Okay.
Oh, did you say something?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I
I
was just waiting for my turn.
This isn't an RPG. You just go ahead. If you have something to say, be like, hey, hey, hey,
um,
hey, hey.
well, I have at least two things. One is my personal experience, and one that is a friend of mine's. Um, I'm not going to name any con names. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but
Right? No, no names. No names.
Harambe.
I
Oh,
was at a convention and I was at a costume contest. It was a very short costume contest where we had to go across the stage very quickly, and they had a photographer taking pictures, and they uploaded the pictures very quickly so that by the end of the day they were already up. And one of the photographers had taken a picture in the middle of an expression, so my face looked really wonky. And somebody had posted on that picture that it looked like I was wearing a Halloween mask. And for the rest of the con,
Uh,
people would walk up to me and ask if I was wearing a mask, and it was my Loki costume. So I was just wearing face makeup, which was just looked like regular face, and I said no, and I couldn't figure out why. And then I found out when I got home that somebody had posted that, and but I also had found that somebody had defended me. They had posted that her costume is on point, and it was so nice to see that somebody had actually come up and defended me. And I had contacted the con website and I said, hey, somebody had been extremely offensive, and they had removed that post after that.
oh,
So that was considerate.
wow, that's insane. I think the worst picture I've ever taken, and I will go on my old MySpace account if I can get back into it and look for this picture. I think the worst picture I've ever taken of a cosplayer was Anime Matsuri, 2008. We were at the mall across the street from the Woodlands Pavilion. No, not the Pavilion. What the fuck was it called? Anyways, from the Woodlands Convention Center, whatever. And there was a light cosplayer from Death Note shoving a corn dog into his mouth, sitting right next to an L. Oh my God, people had a field day with that. I will post. I will look for that picture and post it. You haven't lived until you've seen an until you see a light. No, was it? It was light. Yes, it was light. Until you've seen a light cosplayer holding a Death Note in one hand and shoving a corn dog into his mouth with the other hand.
Totally enlightened us, Loki.
And it's so bad because he had like half the corn dog in his mouth.
Oh my god.
So I don't know if I've ever met that person, but if they ever stumbled across this podcast and they're like, wait a minute, I apologize.
So it's this person that ruined it.
Wait, he's like, who could they be? Aw, shit, it's me, ain't it?
It's like, I was dressed as light, and I was eating
Hold
your
on.
corn
I got
dog that weekend.
a button here somewhere.
Oh God, my ears.
Ow.
Who's dying?
Oh, was that too
I
close?
can't hear, guys.
It's that balance between is this funny or is this going to ruin somebody's day?
Well, what?
Why not both?
There,
There is a why not both.
privilege
There's a
strikes
difference.
again. I'm putting that on a
Because-
T-shirt.
Well, when somebody kept coming up and asking me if I was wearing a mask when I was already it was the first time I've ever used contour makeup and I was very paranoid about it already. It upset me because I thought I had ruined my makeup job and the people were harassing me about it.
Like, yeah, and there's a lot of you'll have like a lot of people on the internet, like, and people on the internet are savage. They have, and I guess they are that way because you're not in person. The chances of you running into this person in public and them doing something about it are very slim. But there's a lot of drama on the internet, and it does carry over to the cons. At the cons, I've seen lots of people like fight only because they don't like each other. Like, okay, like the recent con drama at Anime Matsuri 2000 this year, actually 2016. There was a lot of drama, and a lot of people were like arguing, and it was getting to the point where people were stalking each other and harassing each other, and they had to get Anime Matsuri staff involved, and they had to get the police involved to separate these two groups, and there was a lot of harassment over the internet about it.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Okay, and I forgot to mention before, guys, that if you're gonna say anything bad about anybody, please don't mention their name. Like,
All right,
just don't
All right.
Well,
say,
yeah.
I have no problem with that.
this person's full of shit. Anyways,
Stop talking about yourself.
right? At least I admit it.
The
Well-
worst thing I've come across in the community is rumors. People will hear something from somebody they really trust, and whether it's true or not, they will believe it and they will tell somebody else. Even if it's about somebody they know really well, they won't go up and ask somebody to verify, they will just spread that. And I've seen it ruin reputations, or ruin people's con careers. I've seen it just rumors in general be devastating.
Right, and let's address that topic real quick. And okay, so on everyone's experience, we're gonna start with Lucy. On rumors, like, okay, you hear how many, like, you go to a lot of cons. Do you go to a lot of cons? You go to a few cons. How many cons do you go to a year?
I go to a pretty decent amount of numbers,
What is
depending on
decent?
how much. It's like, what, 6, 7 a
Oh,
year?
okay, that's a pretty good number actually. Okay, okay,
I
so
said,
most people only go to like maybe one or two. So decent would probably be like three or four.
okay.
Oh damn, I go overboard then.
Oh yeah, no,
Right?
me and Time Lord Link probably go to like near. Well, he's near. I am double digits. But okay, so you go to a lot of cons. Like, how many, like, based on your experiences alone, like, how bad are rumors, and how often do you hear rumors that are like that that are just rumors? Like, you know for a fact that some of these are just bullshit.
Quite often, sadly.
What is one of the worst rumors you've heard without mentioning the people's names?
Okay. Well,
Do, 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 do.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. Does it count if the rumor turned out to be true though?
Who cares? They're rumors.
Good crap.
Okay. About a certain someone's something tape on the internet.
Hey man, you promised me you wouldn't mention that anymore. Look, I needed the money.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, it's not a rumor. Everyone knows yours, man.
I know, right? Speaking of, it's like I don't have a webcam show on the internet that starts at 9.99 and daily, starting at 5 p.m. Central.
Do we get senior discounts?
You get friends discount, like senior in high school discount or senior citizen discount.
Both.
Because I actually tried using that one time at the movie theater. I'm like, hey, y'all have senior discounts? Well, I'm a senior in high school. Can I get a discount? I think they actually charged me more for being stupid.
Like, you won't notice the difference.
So I mean, like, so you heard a rumor about like a video or something?
Oh. Well,
Was it like
there's
porn?
usually,
Was it like a sex tape or something like that?
yeah, pretty much.
What? Send me details later.
You're not helping.
Okay, so
For research.
rumors are bad. Uh,
Come on.
no, so there's a lot of okay. So at OniCon one year, there was a rumor spread because like security showed up to my room and kicked everybody out. Not of the hotel room, but we had a lot of people drinking in there and being loud. So
Don't you
security,
always?
no, that's not true. But the rumor was that the cops had showed up and arrested me and took me to jail. I heard about this rumor because Sunday I was hanging out at the con in the smoking area with the staff members, and someone had brought up the rumor. Hey man, did y'all hear Goku went to jail? And I'm like, really now? What are the details? And I was wearing a hoodie, and he was like, oh man, he like the cops showed up to his room and they threw him to jail. I'm like, really? And then I took off my hoodie. That's funny because I'm like, so how long was I there? He's like, what the hell? What are you doing here? I thought you were in jail. Like, really, dude?
Just be like, nah, man, it was holding.
I mean, there was a rumor that I went to the hospital one time, and that is true. I did go to the hospital on suicide watch, but I was out in 8 hours, and I'm not going to go into detail, but the nursing staff thought I was retarded, so they let me go.
Really? The
Yeah,
nurse thought you were retarded.
yeah,
They thought.
they thought I was because okay, needless to say, I got really somebody drugged me, and I ended up cutting my wrist. And so when I went to the hospital, like, why did you cut yourself? Well, you never seen Twilight? My response was, have you never seen Twilight?
My God.
Wow.
And I got the sassy black nurse too.
Oh.
So like the first thing she did was roll her eyes. And I was trying to sleep. I'm gonna take a nap now. I'm tired. It's like, no, I gotta get your info. You can get it later.
Let me sleep.
Did you ever get to nap?
I got to nap, and they gave me breakfast, and I watched Dragon Ball Z Kai before they kicked me out. This was like a long time ago. This is like back in '09. Anyway, so rumors are one of the things that also cause a lot of drama because rumors will circulate and they will come full circle to the person that they're about. This person will hear about it, then they'll go and start a commotion. Like pretty much like drama. Who here has experienced personal drama, and
Yeah.
how did you deal with it? And
Uh,
did it escalate when you like? Let's say, did you have drama before the convention started, and when you got to the con, did it get worse because they dragged it and made it public?
I've told basically the only story I have.
Oh, the
Well,
picture? Were you wearing a mask?
Yeah. No, I was not. Thank you for asking.
No, at least you weren't eating a corn dog, okay?
No, I have a picture
he
of
was
me as
that dude
Usagi
was
and with a hot dog shoved in my mouth.
And that's the worst thing you can do as a cosplayer. You have the fear of God input to you because you don't want to eat in public, but you're starving. You're like, oh, we got to go back to the hotel room to eat, because you don't want to
Just
go.
eat something that your character is known for.
Even then, like they will get you in like some of the worst poses. Like you're like all like you look like you're going mouth first into like a like even if you're eating a Lunchable, it kind of looks like Godzilla going after Tokyo sometimes.
Oh my god.
Sounds like you're speaking from personal experience here.
No, well, duh, I've taken lots of pictures.
Did you look like Godzilla eating that Lunchables?
Dude, I don't eat Lunchables, man. I actually like I'll walk around until somebody orders pizza and then I'll like snatch it from their box.
I steal French fries.
Yeah, I could picture you doing that.
I have first-hand experience with the awkward pictures because for some reason I have that habit of always I can never go through a convention without one awkward photo being taken of me.
And
Oh, I have a photo taken by my fiance that follows me around with the camera, and it was during a photo shoot with Thor, but it's from such an angle that it looks like Thor's sitting on a rock and I'm taking a leak into the river.
I don't,
And I don't know.
okay, so before we get
Get
before we get back to our topic, I do have one thing to share with everybody. During OniCon, there was a cosplayer in the bathroom, and one guy kept pestering him for pictures while he was in the stall taking the Browns to the Super Bowl. And he's like, "Hey man, can I get a picture, dude? I'm in the bathroom. Leave me alone." This guy nearly climbed over the stall and took a picture of
Oh
him.
my god.
Of him taking
Wow.
a crap.
Yeah, he had to
Okay.
like end his business meeting early.
Dude, that's
Was
fucked
it,
up.
I know,
was it a
right?
crap?
So rude.
That
Don't get me while I'm in the office.
I've never heard it called that. I will admit that.
Well, we've called it lots of things. Nuking the Japanese, taking the Browns to the Super Bowl, baptizing the
Oh
toilet.
my god, that
No,
that was
that's not even that's not even worse. I know something worse. It was back in 2008. I have a friend that was volunteering at Onicon when it was in the Georgia Brown. It was during Hentai Fest, the last they call it, I guess. And there's a lot of people that left the restroom and they needed help cleaning up, and they asked him and other people to help clean up. And he said, "I want my money back." I'm like, you don't ask volunteers to help clean up specimen. That's just rude and disgusting.
Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna go back to con drama. That just took a hard left. That took a hard left turn into oncoming traffic. Anyways, so as far as con drama goes, okay, so I understand. Look, and to the listeners, like, listen, man, listen, guys. Cons, meetups, all this stuff that we go to, these are like getaways for a lot of us. I mean, a lot of us have lives, or a lot of us go through a lot of shit, more shit than
Oh,
people
absolutely.
realize. And there's so much shit going on in our lives, man, that these conventions are like a getaway, and they're like vacations for us because some of us don't actually take real vacations. Uh, for me though, like whenever I go to a con, it's mostly work for me because I'm running panels, and if I'm not running panels at a convention, I'm really miserable. And for some reason, like I had some drama in my hotel room at Onicon, but instead of letting it like it did escalate, but I tried to avoid that. But I ended up just packing my stuff and leaving. So, I mean, that's as far as I'm going to go with that. But, like, that's not what I wanted. When I went to this convention, I just wanted to go and have some fun, hang out, host my panels, just do everything. This was OniCon this year. And just stuff happened, and I was so miserable the whole weekend, I ended up leaving early.
Maybe because the wrong crowd, I guess.
Well, like,
I've done that. I do have another drama story to tell. I was at a convention and I went there because I was doing a group performance with a bunch of people, and I was feeling sick the whole time. We were staying at one of the person's houses, and at the end of the day, I was like, okay, I need to go back. I need to lay down. I don't feel well. And they're like, we want to go to the rave. So I sat outside of the rave while they went and partied, and I actually laid down on the floor until one of my close friends actually noticed me on the floor and finally got someone to drive me back. And one of my other friends was actually attending the con, and I'm like, you're going home early, right? Can you drive me home? And he did. Nobody literally gave a crap that I was sick and did not feel good. They wanted to party.
I have that same problem too.
These
I,
are my friends too.
Because of the way I am, and I know the way I am. I always like, even if the convention is literally like, there is a convention going on this weekend called Houston Retro Arcade. Time Lord Link would
Houston
know.
Arcade Expo.
Right. Houston Arcade Expo. That is literally 10 minutes away from my house. But I will stay in the hotel room because I know how I am, I know how I get, and I like to party. So I'll be like, woo!
And really,
Don't
with me
destroy my
personally on that,
house.
it's just more convenient to be, close to the action.
Yeah, like plus like like there are cosplayers that will change cosplays once every 2 hours. Okay, time to get into this character. They'll bring like 10 cosplays for the weekend. I have a photo shoot in 10 minutes. I have a photo shoot in 2 hours. What?
I can't do that.
I do that.
I
I
can't.
try.
I can't even like. I'll bring 2 cosplays and I'll wear them for like an hour, like each day. Like, oh no, I'm done. You saw me, right? You saw me in the Barney cosplay. I'm done.
The big leather Loki I will wear for 3 days. The makeup is too hard to change. The hair's too hard to change. If I change, it'll be into Jedi Loki because there's no way
Yeah,
I'm
but
messing
like
around.
with like I'm not a furry because Barney is not a furry and my Ninja Turtles isn't a furry, but they're made with like fleece and all that uh, cotton fur like material stuff, whatever. And those things are really difficult to wash. And I understand how like sometimes I want to wear Ninja Turtle twice, but man, I will like literally when I take it off, I look like I jumped in the swimming pool.
Yep.
damn.
You do.
Life of a
Don't
person that wears a suit
don't
like
call
that.
me a furry.
I don't know what else to call it.
We
He
will.
Mascot.
is.
Mascot.
He is a mascot.
There we
That's
go.
right. We are. Don't call me a furry, or we will have drama in the middle of this podcast.
Well, it's only fitting.
But like,
Drama llama.
okay,
What
so
do you
there,
go hands across the phone?
yes, you can't escape
He
from these
will,
virtual hands.
he will jump through his microphone.
I will
Bring
get.
it, you furry.
God, son of a bitch! I'm on my way.
He is going to go out his front door and drive to your house.
I will
With a
too.
shotgun
That's
ready to go.
I'll drive to your
hey.
house with these hands and a 6 pack.
Can we split the 6 pack?
Yeah, after we fight though.
All right, I'm down.
You're gonna need it to clean the wounds.
What? Clean the wounds. I'm not wasting
Ow.
good beer.
I know.
Right?
I didn't know you were buying good
No.
beer, dude.
Pretty sure I have alcohol somewhere here for the wounds. No.
I'm not doing that either, man. That's like you might as well start throwing away money. That's pouring alcohol
I'm
in your
sorry, I
wounds.
didn't know you were buying the good stuff, dude.
All the stuff is good stuff. How much was this? I don't care. It's alcohol. It's good stuff. It tastes like ass, but like we had alcohol that actually tasted like rubbing alcohol, and it was so bad, so terrible.
Oh,
Oh god.
This is why I don't allow other people to pick the alcohol anymore. Anyway, so when it comes to drama, and we've gotten off topic, and that happens a lot. It does. It really does. People that listen to these podcasts, they understand that it happens a lot. So drama is seriously one of the things that is wrong with this community. Like and it can actually ruin an entire weekend. And as a lot of people heard, I was miserable throughout Onicon. I wanted to leave early because of all the drama and stuff. It ruined my con experience. Like when we did our recap of Onicon, I didn't give a rating myself. I let the other people that were part of the podcast give a rating because the drama was so bad that it actually ruined my experience to the point where I had nothing good to say except for my panels alone. I had nothing good to say, and I have nothing against the con. Like I didn't actually get to experience that much of the con. I experienced like maybe a total of 5 hours that entire weekend. That is almost nothing. And like
That sound like happened to me.
like 3 of those hours were during one of my panels. So cons can literally ruin a weekend. And I understand that. Okay, a lot of you guys are young. A lot of you guys are going through stuff. You're in relationships. Sometimes relationships go sour during the convention. And as a matter of fact, a friend of ours had a relationship end during OniCon, but no one heard that much about it. Like a lot of people didn't even know because they were pretty mutual about it. They ended it. They kept it hush hush. They didn't let it ruin their weekend, and that's why a lot of people didn't hear about it. I didn't know about it until recently, and you know, so I'm glad that that didn't ruin their weekend. Oh, well, I think maybe it did ruin their weekend a little. I'm not sure. I don't really know. I didn't really take
Uh,
notes on that.
I think there's something important about con drama that we haven't addressed that most people don't address or don't even know about. Um, since we have such a diverse community, we have a whole bunch of different types of people, and there are certain types of people that have disorders that cause them to act up uncontrollably, like people who have anxiety attacks, people who have panic attacks. These people will get upset and they will get in your face, but they actually can't physically help it.
Mm.
It's an actual mental disorder that I have, that a couple of my friends have, and because people don't understand what they need at that time and think that they're throwing a hissy fit, they will cause an even bigger explosion at a convention. That they don't understand that they need to be left alone, that they need a quiet place to hide. They'll just say, "Oh, that person is acting up," when actually they have a mental disorder.
Well, and that comes down to communication. A lot of it's like you said, a lot of the times people don't know, but communication is also very important. You have to. I feel like okay, let's say there are a lot of people that have, like you said, anxiety. They have issues. They have problems. It's always good to get with the because every hotel room has a group leader. They have that one person who's in charge of the room, gets everyone together, gets the money for the room, everything. You always want to get with that person, like, hey, listen, this happens to me. Sometimes I just need space because that's what happened during Onicon. Like somebody just wanted to be alone. I'm like, all right, you want to be alone? I'm gonna give you an hour, maybe two. So I kicked everyone out of because we had a condo, so it was multiple rooms. So I kicked everyone out of one bedroom and told everyone to stay out of there for at least an hour, and we gave them time to themselves, and it helped them out a lot actually. And it, but there was also drama that weekend because of other reasons. But like I do agree that a lot of these, but that there are issues that are started because of like
I do
disorders.
do that. I have done that before. I have epilepsy, so I will get with at least one person I'm with. If I'm with a person at all, and I will tell them, hey, I react this way. If I tell you this, I need to be gotten out of there, and all these other things. But with anxiety, you can tell somebody you have anxiety. You can explain it to, but when you explain to somebody that, hey, I may act that I'm probably going to have like a hissy fit, and I'm going to bite your head off, but I don't mean it. They don't really take it that way when you actually do it.
Right. Well, um, like a lot of the drama that I've experienced isn't like really around something like that. I haven't really heard too much about stuff like that. I guess it isn't that common. It does. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm
It
just saying.
happens more in my area, I think.
I think because since Texas has so many conventions frequently that um, there's a younger audience, and a lot of it, uh, like at least 60% of it is with the younger audience, with people that are still would be considered young adults. I mean, anyone in their 20s is considered a young adult, but we're talking about people that are just like 21 or 23 or 22 or 19 or 18 or
My age group.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably the youngest person here since I am
Oh,
18.
not likely.
Turning 24 next month.
Because like as an adult, as a 28-year-old, whenever people have issues like, oh, dude, this person's talking shit about you, I'm like, whatever. I got better shit to do with my life, like
Yeah.
not be in debt.
Once you get
Like,
older, those little things that happened in high school, they just kind of roll off your back. You kind of get over it.
I think the older you get, the more you stop caring. Like,
Yeah.
The more you get more comfortable with how you are, and you're more willing to tell people to fuck off rather than let it
See,
bother
I
you
was
all
like
day.
that when I was 18 years old. So
I think
That's
there's a
how I was.
I think there's a bigger pressure on cosplayers because they have to have this instilled reputation. Um, for the more likes they get, the more reputation they have, the more likelihood they get to guest at conventions. And also, if rumors get spread about bad things about their cosplay etiquette, or if a rumor gets spread that they don't actually make their costumes, that gets back to the judges and they start scrutinizing what they're looking at, and that also hurts them.
Yeah, I agree that because cosplayers, a lot of cosplayers are no longer just people in costumes. They are now a lot of people are trying to become professionals, and a lot of people are going from the state that it's a hobby to, okay, well, this is how I want to make my living by becoming a cosplay model. And unfortunately, and I know I'm gonna get so much shit for this. Unfortunately, like becoming a cosplay model is like one of the hardest things to do, especially if you're a male.
Well, luckily there's a
Oh, that's
variety. There's the models, there's the actors on the floor, there's the guest panelists. There's a variety of things that you can do, not just being a model. Because models are really hard because you have to look exactly like the picture. But there are a variety of other things that are open to you.
Right. No, there is. There are. I was just talking about like the cosplayers you see like with the that sell like prints and shit like that.
Yeah.
Um, because honestly, I've never and I will never in my life ever buy a print.
Me, I just never
not
hang them
even.
up and they get destroyed, so I never buy one.
It's like, man, I've been to so many conventions. Like, unless you're like an actual celebrity, I'm talking about like one of the Power Rangers or one of
yeah,
the actors like Danny Trejo or someone like that, I will not buy a print. And even then, I will probably take something that I own to get signed. Because I am like I am, and that's the problem that I face. Like, I will spend $200 on a Power Ranger toy, but I can't even spend $20 for a signature. $20, man, I'll give you 10.
that's what happened to. I mean, with most wrestlers when they go do the signing thing, most of the Hall of Fame, hey, $100 for a freaking signature. Nah, I'm good.
It's like $100 for a signature. I'll just follow you and catch you when you go eat, like to the restaurant.
Real.
Just corner them
they'll
in.
give you they'll give you a signature just to go away.
Yeah, catch them in the restroom, corner them. Hey man, you taking a whiz? Can I get your autograph? He's like, well, either get me a pen or get me some snow. But when it comes to drama, like, damn, where were we going with that?
Uh,
I don't
shoot. We
know.
had a point
We did,
somewhere.
we actually
We
did.
had a
So
point. We had a
Fine,
point.
okay, so
We
we're
lost it with the pen.
no, okay, no, okay, okay. So and a lot of drama actually because cosplayers do start drama amongst themselves. Like, oh my god, this so and so person is like stealing my and I cosplaying has gone from like when I first started cosplaying, everybody was so nice to each other and everyone was smiling and willing to do pictures and like then you got some snotty cosplayers who thought they were bigger than life itself and then like that's when that and then like some cosplayers are really really fucking snotty. Like I tried to talk to one and she didn't want to make eye contact and I was just being nice and she was being a bitch and like I'm like listen chick, like
Thank
listen,
you.
your cosplay's not that great, okay? The only
There were
reason.
ones that were trying to charge for
Whose
photos
cosplay
with
is all
them.
that bag of chips, you know?
Hold on, okay. What were you saying, little Loki?
Uh, I was at a convention and suddenly a few of the cosplayers that were just walking around the floor decided their costumes were so awesome that you have to pay them to get a picture with them.
I will flick them off.
Hell no, I'll snap a picture while they ain't paying attention. Get their ugly side.
Right? Exactly. I was thinking the
Here,
same
can I
thing,
get a
Loki.
picture of you? Yeah, sure. It'll be $10. All
I'll
right,
take a
I'll
picture.
give you $10, but hold this corn dog real quick.
Professional cosplayers don't even do that, and I was like, I can't. I heard about it. I couldn't believe it was going on.
And that's the thing, though. As a cosplayer, I will never, ever. I don't care if I'm famous, making money, if I have an agent. I don't care. I will never charge for a picture, especially with children. Like when it comes to it, no one's gonna appreciate you more than a child.
I know that feeling
That's
because
why
I
the charity events feel
sure.
so good.
I'll give you 350.
I mean, you could literally you could okay. Let's say you decide one of you decided to cosplay Master Chief from Halo, and your entire cosplay is so it's cardboard and poorly put together. You look like the dude from Doom instead of Halo. But like the little kid that recognizes you and he's in awe and he wants your
That's all
picture.
that counts, man.
Like like adults will belittle you. Like there are cosplayers that will talk trash about you, but the little kids will they'll like you are inspiring these kids, and that's why I hate some of the like there are a few Disney cosplayers that I know that are amazing. They not only try to act the part, they look the part, and they are so kind to the children. But I know also a few who are really bitchy towards children.
Disney cosplayers being bitchy towards children.
And that's the thing though, Disney cosplayers have it the worst when it comes to being in character because you almost have zero downtime to break character because I know some people, as long as there's children around, they will not break character. And if you're a Disney cosplayer, there's almost children always around you. But some of the drama gets started because these cosplayers will try to charge, or they'll think they're above everyone, and they'll start talking bad about everybody. And that's one of the things that escalates drama as well during the community, because I feel like as a member of the geek nerd community, we want to be respected. We want to be acknowledged. We want to be treated equally. How can we be respected amongst other communities if we don't even respect each other?
Half the people in the cosplay community were those kids that was bullied in school and wanted to be in a place that they could be accepted, and that's why they're going to a place where there are people just like them, and then they experience the same situation, and it's not cool.
Unfortunately, though, because was such a hidden cash cow, like cosplaying was a hidden gem that people could make a lot of money off of, and once people became aware of that, that's when they started getting snotty.
Very snotty.
And like I'm not saying that there weren't snotty people before. There's always going to be that one person that thinks they're better than everyone. Even amongst nerds, you have the king nerd, the one nerd who thinks he's better than everybody, or geeks or whatever. Because and even in video gaming is no different. Video games, you got the one person that wins a lot and they think they're better than everybody, and they'll start trash talking or spreading rumors or starting trouble, and it happens a lot.
Oh, the worst at it.
Yeah, and but the thing is like as cosplayers, people need to realize that even if you make money off of cosplaying, it's still a hobby. It started off as a hobby, and at the end of the day, for most of the general public, it's still a hobby. Like most of these people are doctors and teachers and nurses and uh, no, I'm not gonna say politicians. I mean, they're already
I know a Batman that's a police officer.
right. I know a couple people that dress up that are police officers. I know one guy who dressed up as the Joker, who is a police officer, which is ironic. I know a welder who dresses up, and like these are different professions, and they don't cosplay to make money off of it. They cosplay as a getaway because a lot of people, like you gotta understand, and for people need to understand that for some of us, cosplaying is our icebreaker. Like normally, a lot of people can't really uh, work up the nerve to go to other people and start to strike up a conversation. It's really difficult, especially for people with anxiety, It's one of the hardest things to do, and cosplaying is that medium. That's where everyone meets each other halfway because you can strike up a conversation because a lot of people when they're in cosplay, it's like when Clark Kent becomes Superman. As soon as he rips off his damn reporter's jacket and shirt, he's no longer Clark Kent. He's Superman, and thus he can act. He can be himself, the Kryptonian, sent to be the savior of the world instead of being this fragile human being.
I'm gonna open up and get emotional for a second.
Do it.
All right.
Oh damn! No,
Ah.
tablet, come back.
um, I have anxiety. I take medication for it. I'm also extremely shy. I'm extroverted, which is very helpful, but I have social anxiety, which means I'm very nervous about being in new places and talking to new people. I wear Loki, and people come up to me. People walk up to me. They talk with Loki. They say they love the outfit, and then with that, I don't have to do anything. They start the conversation and the nervousness goes away. I feel like I can be a part of society. And it makes me happy that I could bring joy to other people and they bring joy to me in return. Because I can be a part of a community instead of just that person that stands in the corner.
I know just how you feel, Loki.
I think we've all been there,
Oh,
one point or another.
yes. I suffer from really severe depression, and I actually have anxiety as well. The first time I went on stage to perform a skit, I actually was dressed up as Naruto and I danced Thriller at Anime Matsuri 2008. I was actually shaking in the back because I was that nervous. Like it was so bad, my shaking was so bad that they almost sent me to the infirmary of the con instead of actually letting me go on stage. So I understand the whole like this is. But as I got older and people screwed me over, I stopped caring.
I still shake every time I get on stage. If I'm nervous or not, I still shake that first time. It's
I still do worry. Like every time before we do our super cosplay dating game show, I always get nervous. I'm like, oh, what if people don't turn up? What if they don't like it? What if we don't do as good? And I always pray and hope for the best. But the shows always do good. Like the only time we ever had a bad show was at Delta. Delta was really not our best show.
well, you have me.
Well, yeah, no, no, no. I'm not talking about like the show was really good. I'm talking about I'm talking about like the turnout.
Oh, well, yeah, that's because it was like really late at night and Delta's kind of a chill thing, so everyone goes home
Yeah.
early.
There wasn't that many people there either.
So,
Yeah.
but now that people like since the event is gaining awareness, hopefully we can strike some kind of deal with Delta and make it an actual attraction and actually attract more people to the con.
I was planning on going with you guys to that.
Yay!
Because it's like 20 minutes from my house.
We got privilege in our group now.
Of,
It
Privilege.
of
was
course.
funny as hell.
And I'm not gonna lie to any. Okay, well, back to topic. I'm not gonna lie. I actually go to bars and clubs in my Ninja Turtle cosplay.
That's
You
awesome.
don't? Does it ever work?
Yes, I've actually been on Houston Press before.
Jesse, that does not surprise me in the least. Ah, shit, I just used your real name.
Like,
surprise me either.
no, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's either Anime Unrated or Goku or Jesse, whatever you want to use. I try to do the Anime Unrated more because whatever. But it's but there was
Good.
this
That does
they
not
were they were
surprise me
doing
in the
some
least.
kind of like vodka. It was a free event. It was like this sponsored event. It was a big party here in Houston. I went in my Ninja Turtle cosplay. Houston Press was there. A bunch of other media outlets were there. They were taking my picture. They were asking me questions, and I was actually on one of their covers. Houston Press, Ninja Turtle, whatever. So, I mean, I have been featured before on like different articles on Houston Press because I will go to clubs and bars as Ninja Turtle, and that is my icebreaker. Like normally, like I know I'm very outgoing at the con, but like I actually that took years and years for me to. A lot of people say I have natural charisma, but I didn't know how to utilize it before. Now I don't need cosplay to strike up a conversation anymore, but I still use it.
I still have to edit the awkwardness out of my videos on YouTube.
Oh no, mine
For
are all
me,
raw. If I sneeze or like if I have live footage of me scratching my butt, and I'm like, what? Oh snap! It goes.
I have
I
I didn't have to see that video. Why would anyone send that to me, Goku? Why?
I tend to make blooper videos if they're good enough.
We
no,
don't we
for
don't have.
Gamertoads, we make frog, or we make a rivet sound every single time
Well, I
something
mean, you
bad
better.
gets
You're
said,
called
but
Gamertoads. If I
we
don't
used to
hear,
not censor ourselves at all, and then we got flagged one day, and then I was like, "Hey Shadow, why don't you just make the sound of frogs croaking every time there's something that probably shouldn't be said?" And
oh,
he
we
took my advice.
believe it or not, when we first started Geeks Five Ever, we tried to be like family friendly, no cuss words. Everyone's very
That wasn't
professional.
me.
That didn't last
family
very.
friendly, no
That
cuss words.
that then
That's
we
not being true to yourself a little bit, man.
then we did
I mean, with
we did one podcast with under subsidence, and that all went out the window.
I mean, with
I
you
know.
there, that's like half the curse language.
For Gamertoads, it really just depends on what game we're playing at the time. I know our Five Nights at Freddy's series, there is no censor, and we even have a counter for every time one of us says something that we probably shouldn't be saying. And I think mine's at like 52 in that series now. But it's bad.
Well, we are gonna do a podcast with Gamertoads in the future, hopefully.
Yes, that would be fun if I can get the other four people
Yeah.
organized.
Well, okay. So when it comes to drama, uh, I mean, let's face it, it's not gonna go away.
No,
No, we're not.
that's an honest to God fact.
We're not trying to. And I'm gonna be honest with all the listeners, people, the 10 listeners that I have.
We're only at
Are you eating the
10.
pies?
Okay, so we're not here saying that hey, we can help you make it go away completely. No, we're trying to help the community become better. Now, when it comes to drama, remember, it's whenever you see somebody that has issues with you or you have issues with them, you don't have to acknowledge them while they're at the con. Remember, you're there at the con to have fun, but you shouldn't let some other individual ruin your experience of the convention. So, not talking to them or even making eye contact with them, just like keep smiling, walk past them. Don't even if they're in the same panel, don't even worry about it because chances are they're not even gonna say anything to you anyway. And if they do say something, they're probably gonna say it behind your back. And if they do say something behind your back, that just means that their lives are so empty that they have to make you the center of their attention.
That's just bullying 101.
I mean, I'm sorry,
Sure.
I know I'm gonna get shit for this too, but I don't believe in cyberbullying because somebody tried to cyberbully me. You're so full of shit, Goku. I just turned off my computer. Like whatever, dude.
No.
I do believe how it can spread and become a full-fledged harassment where people can come to your house.
I mean,
It can get really bad.
oh my god, I wish somebody would come to my house.
Same here.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I guess I'm different because I'm more like. I mean, I have bad credit, so I'm like, you want to ruin my life? Screw it. It's already ruined. Give me your best shot. Give me. We're
For
gonna.
me, as a cosplayer, I feel like I've been very fortunate because I've never really experienced very much drama, but I think that's more of I just know how to handle it when someone starts stuff with me. Because I'm
Is it
not really the type of person to blow it up during the convention.
All
I
right.
usually wait
Well,
for after to deal with it.
let's. Okay, so Miss the T-Rex Gamertoad, how do you handle your drama in case it does appear its ugly head?
Usually, if I'm experiencing problems with another cosplayer or person during a convention, if it's really stressing me out, I'll usually just take a minute to go to the hotel room and just relax, let myself calm down, and then think about how I want to handle it, if it's really that important that it can't wait, or if it can. If it gets to the point where I honestly feel like I'm uncomfortable, I'm not bothered with going up to a staff member and explaining what's going on to see if I can find a way to make it not escalate to the point where it just ruins everyone else's weekend.
I mean, but
Um,
you're a girl though. You could easily ruin somebody's weekend. Like, if somebody tries to start trash at you, you just walk up to a staff member. They touch my butt. They will tackle them like airport security.
So
Yeah, I actually
fast.
saw that happen.
They touch my butt,
Funny.
especially if it's a guy. They'll tackle them like they just walked through the detector with a open bottle of shampoo.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or
Corkscrew. Uh, so, but I mean, a lot of and would you individually? I'm gonna start off with Time Lord Link. Do you agree? Do you feel like more drama is started with a younger audience, or there is, or do you feel it's well rounded when it comes to drama? Like, do you feel like most of the drama that you've seen is with the younger audience of the convention, or have you noticed that it's like universal? Like even people your age are constantly fighting.
Simply from what I've observed, I think it's really with the younger audience more than anybody else. Now, this is not to say that it doesn't exist with people who are, within my age group. That's 21 to 28, me being 26. But I mainly see it with the teenage group more
Oh
than
wait,
anybody
you're
else.
26.
Yes, I'm
I
26.
asked the wrong person. All right, who's above the age of 26?
I am.
Okay, little
Oh,
Loki.
so you're just gonna edit everything I said out?
No, I'm messing with you, dude.
No, I'm
Time
about to
Lord
say you
Link.
better not be messing with me. I'll go get my weed whacker. We'll have a weed whacker war.
I
That
can't
sounds dangerous.
can't. My weed whacker broke.
Better get that shit fixed, son.
I'll get it fixed as soon as I after this con. So, little Loki. Same question. Do you feel it's well rounded as far as age groups goes, or do you feel that it's more of a younger audience that uh, is not? I'm not like, and I'm gonna go back to what Time Lord Link said. I'm not trying to say that older people don't experience drama, but do you feel like it is more frequent with a younger audience than it is with someone of your age crowd?
I I tend to see it up to the age of 25, and then it starts to round off into people older than that. People more up into my age group and beyond tend to more advocate more positivity, while the ones about 25 and below tend to have a more broader spectrum of um, drama and not drama. Uh, I think from 25 down, it's more well rounded. From 25 up, it's more sparse.
I will say though, based on my experience, I've been to a lot of conventions, and I go to this one science fiction and horror convention. It's a non-profit convention, very small, smaller than Delta. It's called ApolloCon. It's here in Houston, Texas. Uh, oh, I'm saying here in Houston, Texas because I'm local, and Geeks Five Ever is local to Houston. Obviously, Little Loki is from some other state.
Northwest Arkansas.
Damn, I kept telling everybody you were from like Alabama or some shit like that.
Thank
one of those other states in the south.
I do not have an Alabama accent. Thank you very much.
I don't know. I'm look. Let me.
you just guessed here.
I'm a Hispanic that sounds like a white boy.
I'm black, sound
You're
like
not white.
What? Shut up, Lucy.
Come
Anyways,
on, Goku. Everyone knows you're an illegal immigrant.
no, I'm not. I wish I was. I mean, what?
What?
I mean, no, 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 no. So, I go to this convention called ApolloCon. It has less people than Delta H Con. Like, oh my God, that's such a small con. But it's a much older audience. Like everyone, like, it's very rare that anyone is below the age of 20. And there are like only a handful of people that are in their 20s, and most of them are 30 and above. And they actually dedicate an entire floor in the like in the section where they have all the hotel rooms. They dedicate an entire floor to room parties.
oh, well,
And
now I kind of check that out now.
every time I go there, like people don't argue are bicker about who would win a death battle or who could beat who up or which show is better than this. Like these people actually will sit there, drink a beer, and have legitimate conversations with each other, and I find that refreshing because when I go to an anime convention, it is constantly, oh well, my character can kick your character's ass.
See,
That's
I got to the point that when it came to that, I'm like, I really don't give a crap who character can beat who. I just want to have fun.
And you know what? That's one thing we didn't address, and I'm going to address this right now because we've already hit the 1 hour mark. There is a lot of drama between fandoms. Oh my God, there is. There is no denying it.
Oh my god, don't. Just don't.
I ironically get along with a lot of DC people.
No, I'm talking about the anime fandoms.
Anime.
I'm
Like,
talking about
Oh,
like
I
My
see.
Little Pony and Homestuck. I'm talking about like
That's a turf war.
that's a
Just-
turf war.
If it's popular on Tumblr, it's already a problem to begin with.
Pretty much.
I've seen gang fights that end with less violence.
for real.
Has Undertale not ate Homestuck yet?
What the hell is Undertale?
It's like all the same people, isn't it?
Every time I think of Undertale, I think of Fishtail or Shark Tale, whatever that movie was.
No, it's a
Shark
game
Tale.
that has
Tail.
first in popularity in the
And-
cosplay.
And every time I think of Shark Tale, I think of Finding Nemo.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so every time someone says Undertale, I picture the sea turtle that was like, dude.
Bro. Radical.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I wish that was Undertale.
That's how I picture Undertale. I think it's Finding Nemo, but in anime form or something like that. I'm like, huh.
No.
It's like a game
That'd be
made
great
by the
though, but-
person who made Homestuck.
Like, is Undertale about fish living under the sea?
No,
It's like it's about
It's a-
memes.
it's a game made by Toby Fox, and it's
No,
for,
you know what? You already lost me. I lost interest. As soon as you said it wasn't about fish,
There's a fish in it. There's a fish person
it's not
in
about
it.
talking fish.
So it's not about fish violence.
It's not about
This
talking.
Wrong.
Fish are
Yeah.
friends, not fish.
It's-
T-A-L-E.
If it's not about talking fish, I don't give a shit.
There is a talking fish.
One
Oh.
fish or fish is.
One. It's
Fish.
one, I think.
Oh no.
I mean, that's nothing new. I'm gonna stick to my SpongeBob. SpongeBob is top tier, god tier. But like, there's no denying there is a ton of drama between the fandom. Some of these fandoms will fight. Like, and so, I've seen a couple get like. We hosted Dragon Ball versus Naruto, and that's a trash talking panel. At one of the panels, it got so bad that these two people were actually about to get physical with each other, and we had to step in and pull them apart. So, thanks everyone for listening to part one. I kind of wanted to end it because we hit the 1 hour mark a few minutes ago, and I don't want it to go any longer. I will probably edit out a couple minutes of me talking about corn dogs. Like I said,
Corn dog counter.
all joking aside, like I said, we want to thank first off, I want to thank all of my fans. First, not my fans, but the people that helped Geeks 5 Ever. It's been a hell of a ride so far, and we're not even a year old yet. We almost are. You know, we have almost 140 subscribers on YouTube. I think we're one like away from 600 on Facebook. So there is one group that I was trying to get more likes than because they have personal beef with us, and we don't have beef with them, but I just want them to see that like I want them to be like, hey, let bygones be bygones. I want them to come to us and be like, hey, let's work together because I see that you guys have a bigger audience. So I kind of want to fix that, but we're not going to approach them because they're not even going to listen to us. I want them to approach us. I know that sounds it makes me sound like an asshole and a jerk, but there's reasons behind it. Anyways, I want to thank everyone for listening to the podcast. I do apologize if it did run a little longer. We're trying to shorten them. I want to make sure all the description, all the links to all the pages will be listed below. The information for the funeral for honorary member Zachery James Fisher will also be posted. The information, the address, the time and date. Also, if you want to go and cosplay, you are asked to go to the funeral in cosplay. We're waiting until we hit 1,000 likes or 1,500 likes to announce this, but we're gonna try to work with a few cons and see who would book this. But we are going to start a Texas Cosplayer Hall of Fame, which is to pay. We're going to start honoring the cosplayers who were inspirational to the community now to be part of this. Normally, you have to have been a cosplayer for 10 years, but since Zachery uh, was one of the big influences for Geeks 5 Ever, and he was such a major impact in the community. He was battling cancer for a couple years, and he fought bravely, and he did inspire a lot of people to keep going forward and to keep trying and to reach for their dreams. And he was very humble. He was very inspirational. So we want to do this something special for him. We're making a tribute video, so all that information will be posted below. Thank you for listening to the podcast, everyone. Unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties, and the recording app stopped recording, so I'm making this outro audio just for the podcast. Normally, we would use the one we normally recorded. Unfortunately, like I said, we had some different technical difficulties. Make sure you check us out on Facebook.com/Geeks5Ever. Check us out on our actual website, Geeks5Ever.com. Check us out at Twitter/Geeks5Ever.com. Make sure you hit subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, comment below on what you think we should talk about. Our next podcast, we're going to be talking about DC Universe. We'll also post all the information and links below to all the people that participated in this podcast. This is Anime Unrated, and I'm telling everyone to stay classy.